course, a lot of people trying to get some yard work done, and you might have some big projects in mind, Jackie. And
yes.
We suggest, in case you have a major project in mind, you might just want to get a hold of Capital Landscaping, because they have some ideas and some engineering that you really need when you do certain projects. For example, maybe you're thinking about adding a retaining wall to your landscaping over at your home or your business, and it looks easy. You know, Kate Jones, it looks like, oh, I can do this. You go to the home improvement store, you see them stacked up there, piece of cake. If you've ever tried it, it's not a piece of cake.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And explain
As Kate Jones joining us this morning from Capital Landscaping. You're great about doing the designing and some of the heavy lifting for us.
Oh, I don't do the lifting.
Oh, you don't? Okay, well, you're a smart lady as well.
You do the designing, right?
I do.
But let's talk about, when we're talking about those kinds of walls, what are our options?
Oh, there's lots of options. You can do a timber wall, you can do a boulder wall, you can do multiple different kinds of man-made block. You can do a limestone wall, which looks really nice here in Iowa, just because it is all natural here.
Right.
It looks really cool. And you can do even a poured concrete wall. Like I said, there's a lot of different things you can do.
Many different options.
But it's not as easy as just stacking them up like you take some bricks and stack them up. Okay, my wall is done. It's not that easy, is it?
No, definitely not. You want to be able to pick the right material for the spot that you've got. A lot of people think that they can use the little bricks that you use for like building a house to do that. Those bricks can't hold the weight of a yard or the weight of the water that are going to flow behind it. So you need to pick something big.
All right, and I think we have some examples, starting things off with a timber wall. We're able to show you this morning, just to give you some ideas of what you're talking about. So literally timbers, those huge wood blocks.
They're almost like railroad ties.
Yes, except different. They don't use railroad ties
They don't use
anymore.
railroad ties
anymore.
They don't, because they have this chemical that gets in the ground. It's really nasty. It's like a tar. Yes. Yes, it just bleeds out.
Yeah,
it's
creosote.
gross.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's nasty. So that's just a pressure treated timber right there, which helps it weather better because it's that green treated.
Now, are they always horizontal like this,
Yes.
or do you guys ever do them vertically?
We build them horizontal like that, and then we run deadman into them, into the...
What's a deadman? Why don't you
That
explain
runs horizontally into, or not, I'm sorry, it runs directly into the hill.
Okay.
So you only see the face of the block, or of the timber.
Okay.
So you just see that little
So it's affixed to
square
that
of
to keep it from
Exactly.
shifting.
Yep.
Okay.
It keeps it stable that way. Or they've got this one standing up, just extra pieces for that stability of that wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some boulder walls, examples of what those could look like.
Yeah.
Oh, those are cool.
You can do them in any different kind of boulder. We have some really cool red boulders that we're using this year that we found.
Where'd you find those?
Oh, Northern Iowa, I think. I don't know. We just had a guy show up one day. He was like, "Do you want some red boulders?" We said, "Yeah, definitely."
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
A boulder salesman, yeah.
Yes, yes. So they piece them all together. They put fabric behind them, and it's kind of like a puzzle when it comes to a boulder wall.
Right.
Now, you have quite a couple of different layers there, a couple of tiers that are there. Is there any worry about shifting of the dirt in that area there, or do the
They
boulders
actually
hold it?
tier them like that to keep them from shifting, because the taller you go, the more problem it gets to. When you tier them like that, it takes away some of that weight and some of that pressure that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that answers that problem.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
And you can use the tiers as a planting bed, like this picture right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So you can put some little shrubs or flowers in there. I wouldn't put trees, but something smaller, just to kind of take away from the harshness that those walls can have sometimes.
Why wouldn't you put trees?
Because the roots of a tree can wreak havoc on a wall like you wouldn't imagine. They will
'Cause they're so
selectively just
strong.
push out. Yep,
They
like
keep,
an oak
they keep
tree.
going.
They just keep going. They don't stop. So this is actually at a Caldwell Parish on Hickman. We did the retaining wall block at the top with the man-made block, and then we did the two boulder walls. So that wall would have been 15 to 20 feet tall if we would have just done one, but they did 3 different tiers to keep.
And it looks better too. How long does it take to do a project?
That probably would have been 2 months.
A 2-month
Yeah,
project,
yeah.
And so you're not afraid to tackle big projects like that?
No, nope, not at all. We've done some really big walls that are like 200 tons of boulders down in Indianola this year.
200 tons?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
Amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at what a block wall would look at.
That's real traditional,
If you want kind of that cleaner line.
Yeah, that's what we finished up that one last year, and it's got that same tier right there. The other thing about tiering your walls like that is if you build a wall that's over 4 feet tall, we have to get it engineered structurally. And then you have to put a fence on top of it.
I was going to say, I thought there was some kind of protective device you got to put up there, yeah.
So you go to a come and go, you see those walls that have gates on or fences on them? That's why, because
Oh,
those
that
walls
is?
are taller. Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Well, and then you don't want to jump off that either.
No,
I wouldn't
you
recommend
don't.
that at all.
Very true.
So this
but
wall,
things to think about.
Yeah, this wall is a 3-piece, just man-made concrete block, and I do believe that it's one of the beveled faces. So you can do a beveled face or you can do a smooth face. Either one looks really nice. The beveled adds a nice just texture to it.
And that's good for like driveway areas like this where you need the extra room, right?
Yep, definitely. And this one, we actually did a different color cap on top of that wall to just kind of give it an accent color. It looks really nice. And you can also do like an accent color on the wall a couple of layers down with a different color block, and that also just makes it pop.
Yeah.
And I've seen that a lot in walls too.
Let's talk about the different kinds of blocks you can get, the kind that you use. And as you said, Lou, a lot of people like to say, I can do it. I'm just going to go to a store.
You can. Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
Is there a difference between those, the quality of those blocks?
Yep, so the vendor is the same who sells to Menards that we buy from Rhino Materials on Valley Junction.
Right.
But the stuff at Menards is only half the PSI weight that what our wall block is.
Okay.
So it might
which
feel
is
like
pressure
it's,
per square
yes,
inch. Okay.
Yep. So it might feel like it's the same heaviness, but if you take those walls, or if you take those blocks and you break them, they're not anywhere near as structurally built as the block that we buy. And
because
the block
they're two different applications.
Exactly.
You know, you have your professional grade and then you have your homeowner grade.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So that homeowner grade's really nice for like a little tiny edging that you might do for a bed or a little tree ring or something.
Yeah.
But if you're going to build a wall that's 4 feet tall, 3.5 feet
you need
tall,
something that has
you need something strong.
strength to it, right?
Okay. Okay.
They also put a lip on the back of those blocks that give you that extra stability because you just slide that lip right up next to the edge of the other block. Under.
Oh, so it doesn't shift and pop out on you. Okay. That's a good idea.
Yes.
Good things to keep in mind that I didn't even realize. So you were talking about how you can have fun aesthetically with color and pop, but how about some other accessories that you can make your wall look
so
really
we really
special?
love to do landscape lighting on it. We put little LED, tiny little lights underneath the top of the cap on the wall and just turn that on at night. They are ran by just low voltage electrical wiring that we run, that we can do, and just really makes them pop. And then you can enjoy your wall at night. It's not just a day thing.
Right.
And then it really just brings a different aspect to it at night because you just don't think of it that way.
Really nice.
I love it.
So maybe you have an area you want to build a wall like that, and you have it built up. You mentioned about the planter, where you have an area where you can plant items there. You guys can take care of that too.
Oh, definitely.
Can't you? Now, what's the most popular thing you put in those raised areas, those raised beds?
Oh, it really just depends on the size. I talk to a lot of people who want to do like butterfly gardens.
Oh, sure, that's real popular now. Yeah.
Annual or native perennials of Iowa, you put them in there, and it takes them a couple of years to get established, but they look really nice because once they're started, they just take off and they do really well on their own. And then you get butterflies, you get birds, you get a lot of different things attracted to that area. A lot of people also like shrubs.
Yeah, what's the popular shrub right now?
Ooh. I mean, I like lilacs. A lot of people like spirea. You see those a lot everywhere. They bloom a lot. And you can hack them back and they're pretty resilient. Exactly, thank you. Or you can do, I don't know, boxwoods are nice and something like that too because they don't get a lot of snow in that area. It really just depends on what you're looking for.
But you could take care of the whole thing.
Yeah,
If you have an area they say, I need to do something with this, you can talk about what kind of wall would be perfect. And if you do have a raised area and you want to have some vegetation, you can take care of that too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we do live in Iowa. Unfortunately, we've been having some flooding here recently. We're having some really hot days right now. Are you guys still able to get out there and get some work done?
We got pushed back a little bit with that rain that we got, 2 weeks ago? So we're a little behind right now, but we're just plugging away, and the heat takes a toll on everyone. About 3 p.m. in the afternoon, you're about dead. But I mean, you just got to get out there.
You're doing what you got to do.
Nice and early. All right, so people want to get a hold of you. Say, okay, I've waited long enough. I'm going to get a retaining wall put in. What's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Oh, email. Which is mail@capitallandscaping.com, or you can give us a call. We're always at our office. We always answer the phone. So we'd love to talk to you and talk to you about your projects.
That works.
Yeah.
So let Capital Landscaping do your outdoor project for you and have it done correctly.
Yes.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
No problem.
Beautiful images of what could be around your home. Make sure and give them a call. You're watching